Good day, citizens. It is 6:56 a.m. on 9/17/2021. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world today. We're gonna make a good one today, ladies and gentlemen. And might be a little long, but I want you to know that the purpose of this video today is to answer those questions. Why NFTs? Let's make it to where people can understand exactly why NFTs. I'm going to try to make this video as simple as I can so you can show it to your grandmother, your mother, your dad, your brother, to anyone who might not understand why these NFTs are really taking off and why in the world so many people are about it. So let's deep dive it. Let's look into it and let's understand human psychology and the growth of this multi-billion-dollar marketplace and what may eventually come to be in the future. Before we begin, let's read this quote here. I've like to educate myself and every once in a while get motivated. So this quote here says, "The unfed mind devours itself." And then here's Gore Vidal is the guy who said this, according to this poster. And let's just talk about that. You got to continue to grow, to learn, and prosper. They say the idle hands are the sign of the devil. Not going to get into religion, but it doesn't do you no good if you're not learning, if you're not moving about and trying new things. But let's talk about this here. What is an NFT? First of all, what is it, right? And according to Wikipedia, and by definition, an NFT stands for a non-fungible token, is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called blockchain that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and other types of digital files. I'm going to stop right there, right, and explain a couple of things that aren't listed here that you need to understand. They can also be digital land and digital assets that tie to land. They can also be digital contracts that end up giving other people royalties, and we're going to talk about that later on in this video, but keep that in mind as I continue reading on here. And it says, access to any copy of the original file, however, is not restricted to the buyer of the NFT. While copies of these digital items are available for anyone to obtain, NFTs are tracked on blockchains to provide the owner with a proof of ownership that is separate from copyright. On networks such as Ethereum, Solana, soon to be Cardano, we have Wax. We have many networks that these are run on and blockchains. And let's talk about the dollar amount that this market has seen to reach these past couple years. And it says the NFT market value tripled in 2020, reaching more than 250 million during the first quarter of 2021. NFT sales exceeded 2 billion. 2 billion. I want you to understand that. So if you're on Facebook and you see these advertisements and they talk about why NFTs, right? This is a joke, blah blah blah. And you might really think that, and I hope this video changes your perspective as we continue on. Just realize that is a $2 billion market. Alright? I'm gonna close this out here. I want to talk about a couple things. Collecting has been around for a long time, and I'm going to show you a couple things, and I'm going to talk about it. Think of the guys who collect bottles, whiskey bottles, right? Some people collect Coke bottles, these old-time glassware, right? You see that? This is a hobby for some people. You have coin collectors, silver coins, gold coins, coins from different countries. You have people who collect paper currencies, right? They get them graded. They send them off to PCGS, the National Coin Collectors Group Services. They get graded, correct? You have people who collect stamps. This is a thing that the post offices around the world, they love to promote because people like to collect the stamps. You have kids and grandpas and people out there who collect fishing lures. Many different things get collected. let's talk about this even further. We have grandmas. How many times have you been to grandma's house and have you seen grandma's plate collection? Either her famous china silverware that she keeps tucked away for those special holidays, to those religious plates on her background. Even dads have some fishing plates. Your mom might have this plate collection. Even grandmas collect things. I don't have images, but we're going to continue on. Let's talk about being a child. You collect dolls, you collect G.I. Joes. Eventually you move on. You might have collected Pogs. You might have collected Pokemon cards. You might have collected complete toy sets. For you older people, you collected the Star Wars toys. You collected Transformers. And for those beyond that, you collected the Fantastic Four. You collected comic books. And if you want to go back further than that, you might have even started collecting wheat pennies or coins that we already talked about. The point is here, ladies and gentlemen, collecting has always been a part of the culture. There's people who collect seashells and various things out there in the world. NFTs are another form of collecting, and they are the modern day form of collecting. So when you're asking why NFTs, understand that collecting things is a progression that has been around for the longest time. It has always been something that humans have done, and it will probably always be something that humans do. From the libraries of Alexandria to collecting the world's largest library of books, to people who collect quilt, blankets, and even when you talk about the Native Americans collecting and making baskets from different tribes. This is a part of who we are. And as we continue on here, I want to show you a couple different things for NFTs and where we may go in the future. And starting off, I want to start here with Zed Racing. Zed Racing is digital racehorses. This is an example of an NFT. On the market, you can buy a digital racehorse that is an NFT. And you might ask, well, why would I do that? Why would I buy these racehorses? Right? They have different breeds, different colors, different statistics. You can pay to breed your digital racehorse with another racehorse. You can make real money. People charge real money, stud fee right here. This might blow your mind. Well, people are paying real money to breed horses for rarity, for breed, and for color. And then what do they do, ladies and gentlemen? They race them for real cash. Let's say you're disabled. Let's say you can't go outside. Let's say you don't live in a country where you have horse racing. This brings it to your computer. This brings it right to the power of your hands. You might not be able to afford the upkeep of a real racehorse. But now, ladies and gentlemen, from the comfort of your own bedroom, living room, one bedroom apartment, or your mansion, wherever you are in the world, you can race against other people from all over the globe in the comfort of your own home. That's the power of NFTs. And this is just one example. You can breed your racehorse from America with somebody all the way in Japan who has another racehorse and compete for real money. Let's talk about something else here. This is Decentraland. This is a 3D world with games, with properties, and real estate. When I say this, NFTs are real estate. You can buy land, you can sell land, you can build on land, you can create games on digital land. So why is that worth money? Why might you want to do that? Because that's your escape from reality. Because that's where you might want to build something with your friends that could last a lifetime on blockchain. That might be somewhere where you design something so fun and you create other games that people can find it on the internet, come there, and play your game and give you money for it. It could end up being a passive income stream or even a business. That's the power of NFTs. And there's so much to this that people just don't understand. And you keep asking yourself, why? Why NFTs? And I'm going to log in here for you. And like I said, might be a long video, but please watch it and please learn something. While that's logging in, I also want to talk about, well, we talked about collecting, the hobby of collecting, and different various things that people have collected. This has been around for a long time. Baseball cards. I don't think we talked about that, but I want to talk about that now. This is some examples of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can see Funko Pop. If you've ever been to GameStop or you've been around, you might see Funko Pops in your kid's bedroom, in your brother or sister's bedroom. These little things these little statues. Well, now they're in digital format. And the thing about some of these being in digital format is the new thing is to create limited amounts of NFTs, versions of these Funko Pops. And then not only do you get the digital form, but you can collect a physical form, and the digital form of the NFT verifies that you hold a limited edition item. So think of it as, instead of sending your coin to PCGS or NGC to get rated, or some Pokemon second or third market that rates the cards, you totally eliminate that, and you have that with the power of blockchain and digital wallets that you can show anyone instantly. One of the first people to get involved with NFTs were Topps baseball cards. Baseball cards have been around for the longest time, and many are worth thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars. I want you to understand, so when people say, why NFTs? The people who have been around the longest understand the power of this and are involved. And you can see here that this card is going for $874. That might not be the case. That could just be somebody listening for that. But this is real money, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll go price highest. And maybe somebody's watching this as a baseball fanatic, and they're like, wow, well, I totally understand that. Some of these are astronomically high. You always have outliers, people who list stuff just to show off. We won't really go into that, but you can see there's autographed versions of cards, special borders. This is just the next evolution of collecting. We'll go back here. Still loading here. Take a second. While I'm running my recording software, it kind of slows down my computer. But here we are, and I've made videos on this before, and we are now inside a 3D environment. We're gonna go ahead and walk down this and this is completely free. You can join this. All you need is a MetaMask Ethereum wallet. It costs nothing. And you can see here people are displaying their artwork. There's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's Decentraland's logo. And we'll go outside here. And I'm not going to be in this too long, but I want you guys to see this. People own these digital properties. I'm going to try to find a house real quick where somebody is listing their artwork, where will show their Instagram, and it will show the things that they have made. Maybe this building here will. It's been a while since I've been on this, so forgive me while I'm moving around here. And you guys can see here, inside here, there's just these pictures. And we'll go ahead and we'll click this, right? So the John Perry Barlow has made this statement. Governments of industrial world, you weary giants of flesh and steel, I come from cyberspace, the new home of mind. On behalf of the future, I ask you of the past to leave us alone. You are not welcome among us. You have no sovereignty where we gather. And I don't know if I agree with all that, but you guys can see here that people are putting their artwork on these platforms. And you got a cute little robot over here. I think this is one of Decentraland's properties probably, but other people do have properties. We'll continue on here and we'll run around until we do run into something. There is some real amazing things in here that you can run across, but like I said, I haven't been in here in a long time. Kind of busy doing other things, trying to make content. I don't know. I'll leave off here. You guys can jump into this yourself. But just understand that these parcels of land, they actually sell for real money, and people build buildings on these, and they display artwork and such. So this is, if you've ever seen the movie Ready Player One, this is like the next evolution of where people will be building and logging into and playing with friends. Let me see if I can click the map. We will go to, it's not letting me exactly zoom out like it used to. Trying to get you to the art gallery. Oh, we'll just jump in right here so you guys can take a quick look here. But it's more than just this, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you guys see these projects on OpenSea where people sell just images and they go for thousands and hundreds of dollars and they're limited edition. But what you guys don't realize is it's not money laundering and counterfeiting like other people say. It's people collecting. They're just adding things to their digital art. And here's a picture of a sneaky vampire, and this went for 0.08 ETH when the guy made it. And it's kind of random which traits you will get. But we're going to go back to this, and you can see that this guy's current offer on his sneaky vampire is 1.65 wrapped ETH, which is the same as ETH, which is $5,797 that somebody's willing to pay for this image. Well, why might they be able to do that? When you come to the product here, where they actually said they were going to mint these, you can see that there's going to be a second generation of release. But you can also see that these have a certain type of rarity. There will only ever be 8,888 of these. So it's like a digital form of piece of art. There's billions of people in the world, but there will only be under 9,000 of these vampires. And some people want to collect because of that. They want to make sure that they have something that's rare. Here's Doge. Doge has a project coming up where they're going to mint these little dogs, and they'll have different armor and different clothing. And here's some of the breakdown of the basic elements that you might get on your random minting. And why are they doing this? Because they're creating a game. They are going to have merchandise. In the United States, there is no regulatory clarity on some of these coins, and they can't have ICOs because the SEC goes after them. And this SEC stands for the Securities Exchange Commission. They don't want people buying coins off of other people and then them corporations going belly up, right? Or them being fake. So what people do is they create these NFTs because through the NFT, they are giving you a product. This is a real product that you own on the digital ledger, right? To you, it might be just a picture. But these corporations can use those NFTs to raise funds because they are giving you a product to fund their game. Now, maybe they won't make the game. That's always a possibility. But usually these corporations that come out with these NFTs make so much money, they are definitely able to create their game. I just showed you where there's a vampire where people were willing to pay thousands of dollars. There was 8,888 of those vampires. Times that by 5,000. Just imagine the money that's moving around in this space. It helps development. It helps create jobs. It helps create passive income streams. It helps create a market that really is fun and has so many different things. Here's another example. These are AxoLittles, and they're totally sold out, but you can buy them on the secondary market. This is a charity that sold these little AxoLittles, right? And then they donated the money they raised off of this for habitats and for protecting exaltees. So, I mean, there's so much out here. Here's one that I personally got involved with. That's just a tribute to Rick and Morty. It's another version of an NFT. Here's one called Frogs in Disguise, where they're going to mint these crazy looking frogs. Kind of reminds me of the Smurfs, what they got going on here. But they're selling these frogs because they want to make an animated series. Right? You can see here there's going to be 10,000 frogs. And they're selling this because they want to have a cartoon and they want to have a game. This is the next evolution of cycles of collecting. And through this collecting, because the money is being moved around and because the assets are on chain, the assets don't go anywhere. And it funds these new endeavors. But on top of that, let's talk about this. This project here, if you own one of their frogs and your frog is put in one of their animated series, you actually will get a kickback from that. On the CryptoRicks, which is a tribute to Rick and Morty, by owning so many Ricks, so let's say you own 4 NFTs, they are going to give you a free NFT. And then later on, once all these are minted, for every 1 NFT you have of their NFTs, they give you another NFT. So instead of just one piece of art, you were getting multiple pieces of arts. Now, I want to talk about something else. Inside of these NFTs, now this varies by chain and varies by project, there is sometimes a fee when you buy or sell these NFTs that goes to the community. So think royalties or dividends. And see if I can find the about the roadmap here. It's not showing up here, but we talked about it in the Discord, and 25% of the through a sale, I believe it's 4% of the sale they take, and then from that 4%, 25% of that goes to a community wallet for further development of projects. Another 25% of that gets broken down among all NFT holders, so they will get a small amount of Ethereum kicked back to them, and then 50% of that 4% goes to donating to charities. So a lot of these people give real money back to the community. They don't just hold it, and it's not just money laundering like the media says, and it's not just, well, I can't hold it, I can't touch it. That's for now. There's no reason somewhere in the future they won't have displays like your digital picture display where you won't be able to display your NFTs. There's nothing to say in the future that we won't have VR and immersive gaming where you will be able to use your NFT as a character. There's nothing to say in the future that this is kind of far out and might seem sci-fi and weird to talk about, but there's nothing to say in the future you can't 3D print your NFT. Like, with your NFT will come a schematic for you to build a one-of-a-kind, one-for-one sculpture that once you put it into a 3D maker, that NFT, like, it eradicates itself from the blockchain and you're stuck with a one-of-a-kind piece of art. You guys have to be open-minded when you think of this stuff. Here's another one called Hollow, and I think the artwork is really amazing on it. So I'm personally looking at it, and they have these creatures, these people that have different eyes, horns, halos, rabbit ears. It kind of just looks like a Vogue blank expression, but to me it's really cool because of the contrast of the background. Their website to me kind of sucks. But we'll go into the Twitter here, and we'll go ahead and I'll show you guys a sneak peek here of some of the artwork, and you guys can see that it's really interesting, the designs of some of this stuff. And we'll go to the Doge, and I don't know if they have any sneak peeks. This is all in Discord. Most of these projects have Discords. The CryptoRicks has a Discord. See if I can find the sneak peeks for you here on this one. Here you go. Here's some examples of the artwork. You know, it looks a little crazy. It might not be something you're into, but there are thousands of people who are. Inside this server alone, there's 13,291 people. Inside the Hollows, there's 6,281. In the SamuraiDoge, I don't know if it's listed. It's not listed, but I can tell you it's in the thousands. There's hundreds of thousands of people into these. Another thing to look at here, I own some NFTs. I've made other videos on this. This is Green Rabbit. This is a game. An example of that is you can own NFTs, right? You can stake your NFTs and you can earn passive income in game currency. And then you can go to an exchange and sell that game's currency for other currency. Or there's even a thing here where I can craft more NFTs based on the NFTs I own. And I'll go ahead and I'll do that live. And we'll see if we get lucky. So I'm using my NFTs. And I'm going to craft another NFT. Hopefully. There's a 40% chance here. And this is on Wax. This is called Green Rabbit. This game is still in development. So I failed, right? That out of the 44% chance, I failed. But I have more NFTs. So I can always try again. Right? And we'll go ahead and we'll try one more. I'm going to craft again. And we'll see what happens. Give it a second. You can see here. There you go. I successfully created a new NFT using my other NFTs. Some programs you will lose your previous NFTs, but not in this one. In this one, all my NFTs do is they get a cooldown timer, and I cannot stake them for more money at this time. That's the power of NFTs. You are actually creating things with other NFTs. You're earning passive game income inside of a digital game that you can turn around and sell that game's digital income for real cash. There is digital lands where you can tax people for mining or doing activities on your land, and you can make real cash. But let's say I don't have all this money for these NFTs, right, to stake. Well, that's where the market comes in. You could verify the project with a check mark, just like Twitter does, just like Facebook and all these other groups. Then you say, well, it's this asset number, right? I verified it. Let me see how much it's selling for on the market. And you can see here that it's going for 20 cents a piece. I just made a 20-cent piece item. Or it's worth 0.70 wax, which the market will fluctuate on the price of wax. So at some point, it could be worth more money or less money. This is real stuff, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope it's painting a picture in your head of where we're at. So I'm going to log off there. Decentraland seems like it's having a little trouble loading. But inside here, inside of Decentraland, you can run to these digital lands and you can see people's artwork, and it will actually link to their Instagram. It will link to maybe their Twitter page, and you can actually buy their artwork. And sometimes it's not just digital artwork. You can actually contact them through this platform and get real artwork sent to you. So that they use a digital NFT piece of land to sell real artwork to real people in the real world from all over the world. And they host their art gallery of their artwork inside this digital world. Well, you know what I mean? And here's a game. This is Axie Infinity. You might have seen this in the Wall Street Journal. And this is somebody's land where they have put all their Axies out here for everyone to see. Axie is actually a game, but you can see here that their NFTs that they own actually have a representation inside of this game. You might not think that's cool, but I'm telling you right now, other people do. And who's to say in the future you won't be able to actually interact with things like Pokemon just like this, where it'll be live and in real time, and you'll be able to battle Pokemon or interact with Pokemon or Digimon. You just have to understand that where we are going digitally it's going to be massive, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on Facebook and you're not really getting it, and you can see here this person, they have their Twitter linked, and you can click it and it'll take you right to their Twitter address where you can contact them and do business. This is where we're at. And then people have coded in and they've made this building here. Mine's still loading, but you can see people's real artwork. These are NFTs, and they'll sell them usually for money, or sometimes they'll just host them as a gallery. You can see here they're playing a movie. It's just, there's a lot of ignorance you see around, and people don't understand this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna exit out. There's lots of money being made. There's lots of money being moved around. There's lots of things that are tied to NFTs, and it's not just pictures and images. It's movies, it's music, it's royalties, it's land, it's creating new games, it's creating new interactions with clients and buyers. Um, it's it's selling things so that you can fund new projects through venture capitalism. Capitalist and venture capitalist. Sorry. Um, I hope this is informative. Hope it's educating. OpenSea is a market where you can view many NFTs. The digital racehorses. It's a continuing, ever expanding marketplace with a ever growing community, and not everything's expensive. There is some cheap stuff, and not everything is ran on Ethereum. There's Wax, and like I said, there's other chains. Another thing we didn't talk about is you can actually sell domain names, crypto domain names, and websites on this. Because the website address, think the .com addresses that people hold, those become NFTs. And you might still be saying, well, I can't hold it, and I can't physically touch it. My counter argument to you there is, yes, you do hold it. As long as you have your seed phrase to your wallet, and that NFT is linked to your wallet, you do hold that asset. And the internet is ever expanding. Low orbiting satellites are going up. People complain about the power, and I get it. People do want to go green. We do need to protect our planet. But as we move away from fossil fuels and we turn to nuclear and fission power, because that is where we are headed with all these electric vehicles and all this electricity that is being burned, and with population growth, nuclear power is clean. We're going to have more energy. We're going to have stronger internet. Things are going to move faster. They're going to be ran on blockchain. You're going to be able to see and handle digital contracts and digital items easier. And I believe in the future we will have a 3D holograms. We will have real 3D immersive environments. You will be able to get home from a long day at work, and instead of just playing a game with a mouse and keyboard, you will literally have that Ready Player One environment. And if you're not thinking that far ahead, and if you think it's just a pipe dream, I would like you to look back at the things we used to collect, the things we used to have, how we used to pay with seashells, how we used gold nuggets, how we ended up paying with coins, how we turned into dollars, how we then started using checks from our checkbooks, how we then went and we turned that into credit cards, right? And then while we're using the credit cards, we now have our tap and our wireless credit cards, to now, because of the COVID virus, we are paying with our cell phones. I want you to think, what is to prevent us from paying with QR codes and blockchain? That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing to grow. We are continuing to learn. We are continuing to innovate. And that's all that NFTs are. It is the next evolution of making it real easy to verify an asset through blockchain and consensus. And as we continue to move on in this adventure, I hope your eyes have been opened. I hope the ignorance has faded away a little bit, and you can understand why these NFTs are taking off and why NFTs are really a thing. Now, the market, it will always fluctuate with the retail and world economics and different countries' economical situations, right? There's always a risk in the market. But these NFTs are minted and they exist. And despite the price of these NFTs, they are there. The ones that are created now, they are already there. And as long as the internet's running, they're there. They're there to stay. And as long as the blockchain exists, it's going to be there even if the internet isn't running. It's still on that block. You ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to conclude this video here. I want you to stay blessed. I want you to continue to educate yourself. And don't be an unfed mind. Till next time, Crypto Tengu.